So you're calling a softball game,
Yes.
and one of the mothers, one of the parents, who, by the way, was wearing a Mother of the Year T-shirt.
Yeah, correct.
And she was doing what from the stands? What was she doing?
She disagreed with a call that I made on second base.
Just a call?
A call.
So it wasn't like you were blowing the whole game in her view. She just didn't
No,
like the call.
She didn't like that call.
Was her daughter the runner or the baseman?
I do not know.
You don't even know?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
So I made the call at second base, and she immediately walked up to the fence and started screaming across the field, profanities at me, cussing me. And I ejected her, asked that she leave, and she turned around and looked at me and said, "When you come off that field, I'm going to slap the..."
I mean, you thought, no. I mean, you didn't even think about it, right?
No, I didn't think another thing about it. We continued the game. We played about 2 more innings. I walked off the field. I was about 3 steps off the field, and she was there. Said, "Now what do you have to say to me, bitch?" and punched me.
You actually suffered a contusion and nerve damage in your left eye.
Yes.
So what happened after she punched you?
She immediately ran to the parking lot after she punched me, and one of the Parks and Rec employees that was there chased her to the parking lot and got her tag number, and he was on the phone with the police, and they pulled her over and arrested her shortly after.
I said this is really bad right now. Has it gotten worse since the pandemic and all?
Yes, I definitely think so. You know, I've been doing this for 10 years, and we've always had the general heckling, you know, "You suck, Blue, where's your glasses, where's your phone, you got a bunch of missed calls," that kind of thing. Even invitations to the parking lot, you know, to get your tail beat after the game, but never been physically assaulted walking off the field.
Yeah. Well, that's just absurd. Now, Doctor, there seems to be a lack of inhibition right now, more so than before. Why do you think that is?
I think it is true because America is becoming a justice-addicted nation. And I use the word justice instead of revenge because we all sort of wince away from the idea of revenge, and we use justice when we really mean revenge now. And enables us to do things that we wouldn't otherwise do because we believe that we're engaged in some higher order activity, something that's elevated like justice seeking when it really is retaliation.
Okay, so somebody says, "I've been victimized. I've been put upon. Somebody has wronged me, so I'm just out to level the playing field.
I'm just getting justice."
Yeah.
She saw herself, and people who are perpetrators almost always see themselves as victims first, seeking justice. But the new thing, Dr. Phil, the new science is why we do this, and neuroscience is telling us that we actually are doing it because it triggers the same addiction pathway that's triggered for substance abuse disorders, which is to say we get high from doing it. We crave retaliation when somebody wrongs us. That's the trigger. And then we seek retaliation to make ourselves feel better and kind of heal that pain from the wrong. And in this case, the science would tell us, felt wronged by the call and craved retaliation to make herself feel better from that call and carried out that craving with no control and ended up with an assault.
So, not to get super clinical here, but these nutballs that are ripping stuff off the wall and doing all of this stuff, they think they're entitled to do this. And if you could look inside their brains, you'd see this big rush of dopamine at the time, which gives them a high at the time because they think they're justice warriors.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even call them, nutballs all, because it can happen to anyone.
Well,
This
in the
can
moment,
affect anyone in the moment.
they're behaving
We're all
like a
vulnerable
nutball.
to this.
Yeah,
right.
but in the moment,
they're in the
behaving
moment,
like
they're
a
a true
nutball.
nutball. That's right.
Yeah.
Because they're acting on their craving. That's right.
At the
She
time.
even posted on social media after she bonded out from jail that night, you know, that this was just a misdemeanor that she was going to beat. She wasn't going to be disrespected. She don't know what we thought, that kind of thing.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.